Welcome to this free video series, 5 Critical Keys to Gain More Clients and Earn Higher Fees. My name is Loretta Huff, the Dream Leader for Business, and I will be guiding you through this journey. Now, I don't have to tell you the impact of gaining more clients and earning higher fees. So higher fees, when expenses are kept at the same level, fall straight to your bottom line. And the simple strategies that I'm going to share with you won't cost you 1 red cent to implement. I designed this training for partners, principals, and owners of professional services firms, people that sell their expertise to their clientele. So whether you're an attorney, a CPA, a designer, a financial advisor, a broker, a medical professional, a healer, a therapist, a coach, a consultant, or any professional who sells their expertise, you're going to love what I have to share with you today. So this first video is all about understanding your firm and your prospects, and doing this at a much deeper level. So I'm going to ask you some questions that you may have thought about before. I'm going to ask you to take a bit of a deeper dive into each of these questions. And to assist in that process, I've actually created a handout for you. So I want to make sure that you have downloaded and printed out that handout so that you can be taking notes as I'm talking. Now here's what happens when you're not clear. When you aren't clear about where you are and who your prospects are, your marketing is going to be ineffective. You will attract the wrong people, you will waste time and money, the things that you do won't be right for you, and the things that you do won't work necessarily. When you get wins, they'll be accidental and they won't be repeatable. Once you've completed these exercises, your confidence is going to go up because you will be standing on solid ground. Your marketing will become more effective. It may even begin to seem kind of effortless. It will be easier for people to refer people to you. And as your confidence goes up, so will your reputation in your industry, and you'll become maybe even a celebrity among the people that you know. So let's get started. Great. Well, we're going to do 2 exercises. The first one is designed to get you crystal clear on where you are in your own sales process development. And the importance of this is that if you don't know where you are, you won't know what to fix. So by the time you get through with this exercise, you will understand your strengths and weaknesses when it comes to your business development process. The second exercise is designed to get you crystal clear about who your prospects are. And the importance of this is that it will make your marketing that much more effective, could triple the impact of your marketing message. So on the handout, as I mentioned, there is the first piece we're going to tackle is this sales and marketing assessment. And there are several different sections here. We're going to skip over the data section right now. I'll come back to that in a moment. I'm going to give you that for homework. But the intent here is for you to figure out what you're currently doing and what's working and what's not working. So I'm going to have you start with the assessment toward the bottom, the rating of these different components of your company's image. So rate your company on your company's branding. How clear are you in the marketplace about what it is that you offer and why you're the best provider of that? How strong and clear and documented is your prospecting process? Do you even have one? A mapped out, repeatable system to bring prospects into your business. The next one is your sales process. How clearly defined are the steps in your sales process? So people don't come from visiting your website to being a customer unless you're a really great online marketer and you sell things online. But if you're in professional services, you need to talk with them, and there are steps involved in that process. So how clearly defined is it? How repeatable is it? How systematized is it? What process are you using for growing existing accounts? So you might just stumble into additional work, but when you're really focused on this, you will actually have a specific process and steps that you take that will help you land more and more business within your ideal clients. Then sales management and sales staff. Do you have sales management? Do you have sales staff? How effective are they? Are they good at what they do? Have you just promoted the great salespeople into management positions and now they're managing? They may not be great sales managers. Most great salespeople don't actually make good sales managers. They might be able to coach people, but in terms of managing them, it's a whole different skill set. And then finally, do you have sales information and materials, collateral materials, that really represent who you are and separate you from the marketplace? So I'm going to have you rate those things. You might want to pause the video and do that now. And then I'm going to leave with you for an assignment to fill out the top part. Now, the reason that I'm having you do this is because I'm helping you figure out how to land what we call whales. And whales are deals that are from 10 to 20 times your current average deal size. So number one, that presumes that you know what your current average deal size is, and a whale is going to be 10 times that. So put a 0 at the end. That's what we're aiming for in terms of getting bigger clients with higher fees. So it's important to go kind of retrospectively look at what whales you've landed, because you've probably had some. You just didn't have a process for going about and getting them. So this top part, this data assessment, it'll help you figure out who are the whales that you've landed, whether they are current whales or past whales. So you want to look at last year's sales, and that will help you figure out what your average deal size is. You'll also want to look at your current year sales because things may have shifted. Your average sale may have gone up, your average sale may have gone down, might have stayed the same. Then you'll want to project into the future, what are you expecting next year to be in terms of your sales and your average deal sales. And then how many accounts were in the past or currently for this year, how many of your accounts single-handedly made up more than 5% of your total revenue? So that'll tell you numerically who your whales are. You probably have some sense of it, but I'm going to have you go back and actually look at the numbers. That will make a huge difference for you. And then just make a note in these empty boxes here who your current whales are. Now I'll tell you a story. When I first did this process, it was actually for a nonprofit organization that I was the president of. It was the National Association of Women Business Owners. I was the president of the Phoenix chapter. And our prospecting process, as we rated it, was that we would go talk to our girlfriends and we would ask them who wanted to sponsor us. That was it. Not very strategic. We became a lot more strategic when we started implementing this. So one of the things that we did was look back historically at those companies who had been our corporate partners and which ones had been corporate partners at a kind of high level. And the thing that we discovered was that we had had a number of whales as corporate partners, and they were generally the large businesses who were trying to get visibility in front of women business owners. But the thing that we noticed when we analyzed our past clients was that we had actually lost a number of them because we only had one contact at that company, and when that person moved on, we were left high and dry. So that made us change not only our prospecting process, but also our relationship building, account penetration process to make sure that we had a number of contacts at a company so that one person leaving wouldn't disrupt the boat and take all that revenue away from us. So I want you to go back and do that particular exercise and figure out who in the past have been your whales. What lessons can you learn from looking at those whales, whether you currently still are working with them or not, and the assessment of how your materials, your marketing efforts right now, how strong are they? Then I want you to answer the two questions at the bottom. My company's biggest growth issue is, and the one sales area that I need help in is. So that will help you focus your efforts on those areas that will make the most impact on your sales efforts. So this final exercise for today is designed to get you crystal clear about who your market is, who it is you're trying to reach, what is your prospect really like. The importance of this is that your marketing message will get that much more effective when you are talking to the right people, saying the right things. So before we begin, I want to make a few distinctions because there's confusion in the marketplace about different terms. And what we're going to talk about briefly are target market, ideal client, and niche. People use them interchangeably and they're not really the same. So your target market is kind of where your ideal clients hang out. So your target market might be, insurance agents. That's a target market. I sell to insurance agents. Financial services is a target market. Your ideal client is a subset of that target market. So it might be women who own insurance agencies, who are 40 and above, who have teenage children in their home. That would be an ideal client. And we're actually going to get into a lot more detail about that, but that's kind of the distinction. The target market is where your ideal clients hang out. But your ideal clients are those specific people who really need what it is that you have to offer. Your niche is a combination of the people that you serve, those ideal clients, the situationally specific problem that you help them solve, and your unique branded way of helping them solve that problem. So we'll talk about that in a later video. So right now I want you to think of, where is your target market hanging out? What is that kind of big assemblage of people that you think you are well meant to serve? And then I want you to pick one person. This is the key. Pick one person, either a real person who you think is your perfect client, or an imaginary person. But here's the thing. Even with this imaginary person, it's got to be one specific person. So think of this person and write down whether they are male or female. What age are they? And not between 40 and 60. They're 42, because you're picking one specific person. And then what is that one specific person's name? If it's a woman, it might be Maureen or Cynthia or Cheryl. But pick a name, put a name to this ideal client, because you're going to be talking in your marketing specifically to that person, and you need to understand who that person is. And I'm going to give you several other ways of looking at that person to help you get intimate with them. So now that you've written down their name, their age, their gender, their occupation, their avocation, their hobbies and interests, their hopes, their dreams, and their aspirations. What are they looking for to happen in their lives? So are they building a business? Are they trying to retire? Are they trying to have children? What are their aspirations? What are their hopes? What are their dreams? Whether they're actively at work on them or not. But you need to understand what those aspirations are. So you might want to kind of put yourself physically in their shoes and just imagine what their day-to-day life is like. What do they wake up hopeful for? What do they go to bed at night worried about? What are their concerns, their fears, their trepidations, their worries? You need to really get into the minds of these ideal clients of yours, or I'll say the ideal client of yours. Maureen, Cynthia, Jonathan, whatever their name is. Get into their head, into their skin, understand the world they walk around in. Imagine that you are following them around every day and see what conversations they're having. What are they talking about? How are they spending their time? How are they spending their resources? The more you understand the intimate nature of this individual ideal client of yours, the more clearly you'll be able to put together marketing messages that speak directly to him or her, that actually draw them to you because you're singing their song, you're speaking their language. They will feel like you understand them inside and out, and this is the critical key to attracting clients who believe that you can really help solve their problems. You want to understand their values, their habits, their indulgences. What do they do when they have extra time? What do they do when they have extra money? What do they do with their friends? You want to know all of this, because when you do, your marketing message will hit them smack between their eyes, right on their head, and they will come. It'll be like a siren calling to them. That's what you want. You want to be a magnet to your ideal clients. So our next video is all about how you can really distinguish yourself in a crowded marketplace. So stay tuned for that. Over the next few hours, walk around in the shoes, the moccasins of your ideal client, Jonathan or Maureen or whatever his or her name is, but be them for a day. Get into their world. Understand their psyche, their heart, and their mind. I'll talk with you soon. Take care.